Hot and Spooky. I'm your host, LD Patty Loma.
And I'm your co host, La Muñeca. Today we're diving into the mystical and mysterious world of, I want to say this wrong, is it Cassadaga or
Cassadaga.
Cassadaga? Okay,
Yes,
Florida.
Cassadaga.
Sorry, I didn't want to butcher that one. A place known for its rich history and spiritualism and ghostly encounters.
that's right. And we have a very special guest joining us today, Jen, known across TikTok as just JMO. Jen has captured the hearts of many with her relatable content and her unique take on things spooky. So we can't wait to hear her insights on Cassadaga.
Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, there's something undeniably captivating about everything we're going to be talking about today, including the supernatural things. So let's get started and uncover the secrets that lie within this haunted haven.
This haunted haven. So grab your sage and spirit boards because we're about to embark on a journey through haunted streets of Cassadaga, from chilling ghost stories to spine tingling encounters. This episode will send you shaking in your boots.
Well, Jen, welcome to the show. We're thrilled to have you here with us today.
Thank you.
All right. So just allow me a moment to share out. If y'all want to share out, I see we have some comments coming in. Hey, JoJo. I don't know. Yeah. So, Jen, how's it going?
It's going all right.
I'm a mess today.
Oh, it's okay.
It's okay.
So, okay, let me just jump into this. Jojo, if you don't mind helping me out, just sharing us out. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of start with it. And then we're going to have Jen kind of walk us through it, okay? I would love you forever. Okay, so let's see. So I didn't really, I kind of did my research today about this, and I kind of got a little bit excited. I got some pictures I'm going to pull up for us as we go. So the history of it is this started with the guy named George Colby, and tell me if I'm wrong. Okay, so he was a spiritualist. And I was like, okay, that's interesting, spiritualist guy. They had the biggest spiritual community, and he was in it, right? So one day during the seance, this guy named or Sanake, sorry, was like, hey, go look to the south of Florida and start your own spiritual community. Um, it's and it was a small town called Helen, I believe. So supposedly there's like one road that goes in one way and out the other, and that's what they call Cassadaga. And that road leads into the community. So when you get in there, you can hear and like feel the energy, is what like a lot of people were saying. They said that they have historic landmarks, not prehistoric. And they have different things like kings, the devil's chair. And this hotel is very popular for its witchy vibes. Everything is said to be outdated on it as well, like the curtains in the rooms and stuff. But and then there was like a piano in the lobby, and visitors say that the piano actually plays by itself. And the staff encourages people to take photos, and you'll see things in the photos. Like I seen one on social media earlier, and this lady had there was some kind of little eyes. I wish I could have got a picture of it, but I didn't ask. So it was like in this left hand corner of the photo, but I'll bring up photos anyways. So Jen actually got to go with her bestie, right? And I am
A few
like,
times.
I'm so excited to hear about this. So kind of like walk us through like what were y'all like? What made y'all decide that y'all wanted to go? Like what drew you to
Yeah,
it?
how did y'all get there?
Well, I never even heard of the town. Like it said, it's like a one road in, one road out. You don't even know it's there unless someone tells you about it or a local shows you it. And for my birthday, we would always, or her birthday, we would go and find a haunted location to go stay at. And then she was like, "Well, you have the kids, you can't get away till late. Let's go here." She used to go when she was in high school all the time. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right, let's go. And so we drove out there, and it definitely is a vibe when you pull into the town, even. And when they say the hotel is outdated, it is everything is outdated. Their register is an old school register. The keys for the rooms are the old school with the, you know, oddly shaped keychain on it, and there's nothing updated. I mean, it is to code, obviously, but it's all original. The wraparound porch, everything along those lines
Nice.
is it creaks. It has the old rocking chairs. Like they've kept it
Down here, the
completely
floor.
eclectic. Yeah. And then I don't know, like we just decided to go out there and we checked in, and the lady, the only thing she tells every guest when they check in, keep your key on you at all times because they will lock you in places or lock you out of places. Yes. And so one of us
Oh
always kept the key
no.
in our pocket. And I mean, it is definitely an experience. Like one time that stands out, I was telling LD this story. We were sitting there and I was out on the deck drinking because we had the room that connected right to the deck.
Mhm.
And Mel went in to use the bathroom and she was sitting there and she was awesome, just starts screaming my name. So I jump up and I run in and the door is shutting. Now, mind you, it's at least a good 20 feet from the toilet to the door. And
Oh
Yeah,
she
my
yeah.
had been in
gosh.
there a minute. And so I started laughing. She's like, stop the door, stop laughing. And I mean, you could just feel like that room, like we didn't sleep with the lights off that night.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
And that was
No.
just one of the experiences we had there.
Oh my gosh. Like I couldn't.
How long did y'all stay though? That time was it
We
like a
we
weekend?
always just stayed one night. It was
Oh,
usually a Saturday night. Yeah, we would go on a Saturday night and we'd get there early so we could go to all this little shops and stuff because it's
Mhm.
all like there's psychics, there's healers, there's crystal shops, there's everything you could think of when it comes to like the spiritual world there in a shop. And so we would go hang out at the shops and stuff, and then we went to the Devil's Chair during the daytime. It is a walk to get there, but there's a cop that lives right across the street. So a lot of the times, people will just walk there and not drive their cars because if he sees the cars, he watches you.
Oh my
ah,
gosh.
And so we walk there, and like they have had to put barbed wire fencing above the brick wall because people were sneaking in at night to go sit on the Devil's Chair.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because the lore is you go at the witching hour and sit on it, and the devil will either speak to you, and you will either get good or bad results from that. And if you leave like a beer on it, come back the next morning, it'll be empty but unopened, or it'll be opened and completely drank, which I don't, that doesn't really mean anything because anyone could jump in there and like, ooh, free beer.
Right. Exactly. Like
But the unopened and empty is a little weird. And then there
Right.
is this one kid like in high school got dared to go do it and they never found him.
Oh
What?
wow.
It's still a mystery what happened to him till today because his body's been never found. There's no sign of him. His friends were on the outside of the graveyard when he jumped the fence and went in. And there's
I
woods
wonder if
around
this was
there,
considered like
but
a portal. Seeing that
what?
he, I said, I wonder if this would be considered to be maybe a possible portal, seeing as he disappeared and nobody had a trace of him.
That's what they're saying, that it's a vortex itself and that the devil
Mhm.
pulled him in, or I mean that the chair itself is a vortex to the other side. I mean, that chair is eerie, period, during the daytime. And
Mhm.
it's, I can't imagine that night because, I mean, I did get a little tipsy when I was sleeping and I started walking down there, but I was on the phone with a friend. They're like, you need to turn around. What happens if you get hit by a car? And they
Oh,
started going down. I was like,
can you
fine.
imagine like if you went over there, Mel would have been freaking out.
Well, it's like, I mean, there's just weird stuff too. Cause like I was video chatting and I was just walking the streets because the town is just got this energy at night. It is
Yeah.
insane. And I was video chatting and I walked by one of the houses on the street and my friends on the phone were like, someone's watching you. I'm like, what? They're like, back at that house. There's someone at the top of the steps watching you. I walk back and look, there's no one there. I'm like, there's no one there. And they sent me a screenshot from our video call that they took. And you could see a shadow figure standing at the top of the steps just staring.
Oh
But,
hell no.
and then there's a fairy garden too right there. They say if you go in at that at night, you get messed with. So
Oh,
of course, me and Mal had to try it out.
Of course, right?
Nothing happened. We did get some EVP sometime, which I was not able to get a hold of her to grab those.
hmm
But the last time we went, it was the centennial anniversary of the town itself.
yeah.
And so they were doing seances in the upstairs of the hotel. And our room that time was right below the seance room.
Oh
hmm
gosh. Were your
And
legs blinking?
it was weird as could be that night. Like you could hear noises, but there was no one up. Like we were usually the only ones up roaming the hotel at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
I
Yeah.
would expect it be so busy at 2, 3 a.m. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
It's
considering,
not
yeah.
though. It's not.
Oh,
That's the weird part. Like me and her were the only ones going around, and like we went up and sat in the seance room. And this is
oh,
that story I was telling you, LD too, how like we were sitting up there doing uh the pendulum,
yeah.
and my
Oh,
wedding
yeah.
ring was messing with the pendulum, so I took it off and I stuck it on the chair. And then we were doing the pendulum, we were, getting some answers and stuff. We're like, all right, screw this, we're gonna go back down to our room. Got downstairs, I'm like, oh shoot, I left my ring.
Yeah.
So I ran back upstairs real fast, and my ring was across the room on the floor, like nowhere near where I was sitting or put it
Oh,
down. And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, like I thought I literally lost it. Like I had to search the whole room to find it.
Wow.
Yeah, see, that's where I'm like, I go crazy at the house. Like, I have been missing these pins. I was just telling somebody, I'm like, bro, like, I hate it when stuff goes missing. Like, ghost all you want, haunt all you want, but quit taking and moving my stuff. You know what I mean? Like, already feel
Yeah.
like I'm old and crazy. So, like, I had I know, kind of irrelevant to the, well, irrelevant. Okay, so let me tell you what happened. I was minding my business, and you remember when I moved? And I was
Hmm.
like, I could not find my sewing kit, my little small sewing kit. I thought maybe Summer stole it. Something happened to it. Tell me why. I was upstairs one day after I had already bought a new one. And I go upstairs and we have this like little, I have this round soft blanket holder. I throw all the soft blankets in there. And one day I went in there to go start sewing and it's right at the very bottom of those blankets. And I'm like, see, y'all ghosts think y'all funny up in here. It's like wild. It's like, so you could do whatever you want, but don't be throwing, don't be getting rid of my
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
So I think this is the like main area.
That's the main lobby when you come in. Yeah. I mean, they kept it looking like it was when it was first,
Like
like booming.
they don't change nothing.
Mm-mm. No, they said that they don't because they've removed things before and it's caused increased activity.
Ah, okay.
Well, isn't that the whole point?
Right? For any one of us, but no, yeah, they've said that they've changed things whenever they had to do some repairs due to the hurricanes and stuff, and the
Yeah.
whole time repairs were going on, people were quitting because their tools were being messed with, they were being messed with.
Yeah.
Oh heck.
Like I think the biggest thing is the door shutting because like it's happened. Like we left the door unlocked because we were just outside smoking, and we go back in and it is
That
completely
always,
shut, locked up. Oh no, it is so creepy.
like, I have a long way in my house, and like that already is creepy enough in my own ways, but like that right there with all the doors, I would be
And
creeped out.
they're old doors, so anytime any of them opens, it's that creak and
Yeah, that wooden
that
creak.
rattle of the door handles because it's the old brass handles.
You
That's the
hear it
kind of
like from the next
haunting.
couple doors over.
That's the kind of hauntings we dealt with as kids, like those little like old doors. Just,
Hmm.
I'm
Old
like, stop
houses.
that. Um, that's crazy. Can you imagine if you needed to like go potty and you're like, I'll be right back, and then
I would be like,
I'm
"Where
gonna
are
go get
you
some
walking? I
ice.
don't care. You're coming."
I'd be like, Monica, can you go get me some ice?
I honestly, I would probably, we would, me and LD would probably do the same thing you did. Probably only stay one night. And that's a really big probably because we're very sensitive to things.
I
Yeah,
so me and Monica and Carly, we all have this like thing during the summer or after the summer. We're gonna no, sorry, it's in the fall. We're gonna do some trips to like Louisiana. and I'm so excited about it. But it's going to be very interesting. So to get like footage, and I know I'm going to be the biggest scaredy cat of them all. I'll be like, well, it was fun knowing you, Carly and Lama and Yika, but I'm out of here.
See, that one's nothing though compared to the Stanley. So the Stanley was way worse.
Yeah.
Oh,
But this one, it was definitely, it's that old eclectic. It's just like
Yeah.
the smells, everything kind of transforms you back to that time period.
Yeah.
I couldn't get like a picture of just like the piano,
It
but this,
is. I have one too, and I was trying to find it.
and then what's crazier about it, it has like a mirror right in front of it.
Yes.
And to me is wild. Why would you do that?
And I have a photo somewhere of the mirror. And you know how, like, those mirrors, like, it was the oil? You could see the oil if you took a photo of it, like, in the mirror itself. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, really?
Yeah. And you can see it. And it's just like, it's so weird because a lot of my photos I took one time we went, because I was using an actual camera, not my phone,
Yeah.
everything was yellow. Like, all the furniture had yellow tints to it. Like, it was weird. It made it a black and yellow photo.
Well, you know what's that's wild.
But then a photo outside, the same thing, was perfectly normal colors. It was like the same SD card, same batteries, everything.
Oh.
It was weird because everything had a gray and yellow. Like, it was like a black and white, but black and yellow.
Oh hell. Mm-mm.
I feel
But
like any mirror in that area, in that spot, or just in general, like you know how they tell you take pictures. I would definitely go for like taking pictures near
well,
mirrors.
do y'all see over here by the piano? Well, okay, the right of him near the mirror, you see like a
Hmm.
little bubble, right? That's an orb. And then over here, the left of him, you can see by the piano, you kind of see I could see two faces, but there's one
Yeah.
that's a little bit more solid than the other one. The other one kind of looks like I
A
can't
fake.
tell if that's a woman or an owl, but
I see what you're talking about.
it has like a bonnet or something. But yeah, but I can't tell if they're at the piano. It kind of looks like they would be placed at the piano, but I don't really know. Isn't that crazy?
I feel like the window
Yeah.
kind of makes it a little questionable, right?
Right. Okay, so what was your favorite part about this whole experience?
I think it was just the thrill of it. Like, because there's never been any bad stories that happen of people besides being locked into places and locked out of places.
Mm,
Um, so it wasn't that fear of something bad could happen. It was the, okay, let's see what could happen. And you just, like I said, when you walk in there, like, it's like you're going back in time. Like, you felt like you were back in time.
did you ever feel?
And
Yeah, sorry.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you ever felt like you should have been wearing a big poofy dress?
Pretty much. Pretty much. That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like. Because it was just like, because then they have this bar and saloon. Like, it's the original bar restaurant that's been with the hotel. It was the only restaurant in town.
Nice.
Um, and it's just like they've updated that some, but they still had like the original bar and
Yeah.
everything else, and the original back bar back, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I mean, it's just one of those things where like it was a thrill, but then Mel always fell asleep so early that like I was usually alone walking around trying to.
Oh, see, that's why you need to take me because I won't sleep not a lick. So I'll be up the whole time, I promise. Like, I don't know. I'm so excited. So,
Yeah, like
okay,
if you ever come to Florida, like it's $50 a night only for a hotel room.
that's all?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. And this is supposed to be like the psychic,
It's like psychic capital
yeah,
or whatever.
capital.
Like,
Yeah,
you cannot live in Cassadaga unless you're approved by the board. And there's like 6 members, and you have to be able to be approved to even rent or buy a home there.
I wonder what the like.
Criteria?
Yeah, let me
I
see.
don't know,
Okay, so
but
I'm
they're
pretty new to
very.
that area. Like as far as like knowing about it, like is it a smaller like town in Florida, or is it just?
Yes,
Like,
it's a whole town. It's a whole town. Like there is like the major roads, and then to Lake Helen, which is another town right
okay.
next to it, and then there's a road you turn off on, and it goes straight forever. It's like where is this going to end? And then you end up in this little town,
Okay, I
and
see. Okay,
it's
now that you explain
about
it that way.
30, 45 minutes from everything, right on a lake.
Okay.
So I
That
mean, it's
explains why
hidden
the
back
security
there.
was aboard and all that too. Then.
Hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
it's definitely a different experience.
So like you leave it, you leaving the town of everything. Like you said, it's only like a few minutes away from town, but then you go and you take like this step back into another era.
Yeah, this little town is like it's in its own world.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I like that
there's
in the sense of going to visit. I don't know about living there.
well, it's like they don't have TVs in the rooms. Or no, they have
Mhm.
TVs, but they're all older. They don't have Wi-Fi. It sucks because there's nothing that runs out there. They're really about not having electronics in the hotel.
Okay.
I wonder if it's just so you can kind of,
Get the experience.
yeah, I wonder if that could be it. Now, okay, so there's no formal application to get in there, but
Mm-mm.
they do, you have to be certified, you have to be a certified medium. How do you become a certified medium?
Mm.
I don't know. Can I
I've
look at
never even heard of that.
That's
Like
crazy.
certified.
I'm going to go to mediumship school. Now, I have a goal. That's crazy because wild.
Yeah, I saw a psychic out there. His name's Pastor Pete. He pretty much runs a lot of things out there.
Mm-hmm.
And dude
Oh,
was spot on. Like predicting stuff that was going to happen. Even it was crazy.
I mean, I can tell you about the ghosts, but like the future, that's up to you, homie. But
I
I
love that
don't
his
know
name is
nothing about the
Pastor.
future. If I knew about the future, I would find a way to become
A
rich.
millionaire. We have the same mind.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
yeah,
Sorry.
it's a pretty cool little town. It's definitely got its own little vibe and energy. You would be in heaven.
Hmm. So what's okay? What was the scariest part for you?
The scariest was walking around in the hotel at night and it sounded like someone was behind me with boots on, but there was no one else walking around but me.
So you're like on the phone with your friend, and you're like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
So
I was walking up the steps and it sounded, like wooden steps, like when your boots hit, it's that sound of a boot.
oh
And
Yeah.
no.
so I
The
turned around
heaviness
thinking
too.
someone was coming up behind me because like you see in the hallways, like there's only one way up and one way down. So it's like, all right. And I was by myself late at night
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't have any protection on me. I usually carry my pocket knife, but I didn't carry it that time because
What
I
are you
was
gonna
staying
do
in the
with the
hotel.
What are you gonna do with a pocket knife with a ghost?
Feel safe. Well, feel
I
safe.
was
I don't
thinking
know.
something real, someone real, not a ghost, but
Yeah, yeah,
someone
yeah.
real.
Because you hear it
Listen,
coming.
But
Yeah.
listen here, Fred. And
Yeah.
then
but
as
yeah,
soon
so
as
my
he said,
friend,
And then it's
okay,
nobody.
be like,
yeah, so
"Excuse
I made
me."
my friend stay on the phone with me. I'm like, if something happens, you're witnessing it.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Oh
hey.
god. But no, that was the
Like in your
scariest
head
thing.
like so many times. Like just hear me.
And then
This.
trying to sleep at night just was not like I don't sleep at places like that really well because I'm just uneasy.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah,
And
Sam.
especially with the doors closing and stuff, it's like, yeah, no.
So it's
I
like
feel like that old vibe would just give me the creeps anyways, you know?
I'd be like,
Yeah, because it's old school bed, everything.
listen. Yeah, I would have done the same thing that Mel Mel did. I'd be like, I need you to hold open this door. Don't look at me, but hold open the door.
And be able to see.
Dude, I couldn't stop laughing though. I was like, because we hadn't experienced anything before that. I was just like, all
Yeah.
right, it's just all stories. And then that happened, and I started laughing. She's like, why aren't you freaking out? I'm like, because it's funny that they're trying to shut you in the bathroom.
She's like, no. But then,
Mhm.
but then she got you back because she was like, "I'm
Oh
going to
no.
sleep."
And the funny part is every place we go, they mess with her, never me. They always mess with Mel.
Oh,
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Stanley was the same way.
so okay, so what? Okay, without going into too much detail about Stanley, I mean, we could talk about Stanley, but what was probably the creepiest thing at Stanley?
Laying there in bed and feeling my foot get touched
Ugh.
when Mel and her stepmom were sleeping.
Oh my gosh. No. Do not. See, okay, here's the thing. Not to be dramatic, but I don't know if y'all do the same thing. But when I sleep at night, I have to have one foot, like my feet outside the
Yes.
blanket,
Now,
Yes.
but my whole body can be covered,
Yes.
But
for this reason that we're talking about things touching us, I literally tuck my feet. I tuck the covers,
See, I
like I'll flip the
can't.
cover under my feet, and then what I do is I turn my AC up. I mean, turn my AC down super low so I don't get hot. Because I laid like that when I was a kid, and like she said, you feel like somebody touching you. When you're a girl and you haven't shaved your legs, I would hear that. I would feel somebody like, I don't know, go up my leg, and you have hair, so like that scared the
Hmm.
crap out of me as a kid. So I was like, nope, never again. So I would flip my covers under my feet, and I just turn the AC on like really low now.
she does though. I remember like
Mary has been there. I'm like freezing. My kids are like, I'm cold. I'm like, put a sweater on.
I mean, I always enjoyed it. I'm like, it's cold, but then like towards the end of the night, I remember being okay. So she used to live in this apartment. Sorry, side
Hmm.
note. She used to live in this apartment and had these little stairs up. And
Hmm.
at night, you could hear all these kids just, and I would be like, but her kids would be like passed out asleep. And
Hmm.
I was like, that's
And
so
hear people
crazy.
moving up and down.
But I remember, I will always remember this apartment, not just for that, but like she would have that apartment so damn cold. And so later in the night, when you were like, it's like
I'm gonna
90
breathe.
degrees outside, and you're like, oh, do you got a big blanket, a big thick? Like, I thought mine was bad because I would leave mine at like 68, but there's no way yours was 68. It had been like at 64.
In that house, because we had the up and downstairs, I had to get it lower because then it would not stay cool. But
Oh,
then, so like I already liked it cold, but then I had to shoot it down a little bit more just because I knew that I had to let the whole
mhm.
house stay cold. So
I wonder if that kind of applies to my house because it's so hot. But
hmm
hmm, I don't know. I know my AC, but I don't know my heater. So there's that. But yeah. So okay, what was okay? So you've been to like a lot of places though. Like how many places do you think?
So far, me and Mel, we did Cassadaga 3 times, Asheville once, Stanley once. We were supposed to go to Savannah, but that one got put on hold because of that's why I kicked my husband out.
No.
But that one's still on the books to happen because we actually had booked one night, one of the haunted rooms, and another night in the other haunted room, the most haunted rooms at the hotel. And so
okay.
I am actually looking forward to doing that one still. We've been trying to coordinate to be able to do it again.
Oh, that'd be exciting. I'm excited for y'all. Well, when you go, just get some footage and come on up.
Yeah, we can always do that interview. That would be great.
We've also done St. Augustine, a
Oh,
Oh, how
couple
was it?
places in St. Augustine. I love St. Augustine.
yeah.
Yeah.
We
What
did
was
the lighthouse. That one was creepy because we had a lot of EVPs from that one.
Oh, from the
Like
lighthouse.
there was kids talking in the what used to be the old schoolroom for the lighthouse keepers' children. You could
yeah.
hear
Hmm.
kids talking, but there was no kids on the tour.
See,
Oh wow.
that's the weirdest thing. Like for me, like most of my well, not lately, but most of the time, there's always a child spirit around. Like I just had a little boy in my house. He's probably the one taking my pins, to be honest with you. Not my
Like
regular pins; they're like sewing pins, like just pins.
oh okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I'm like, and I kept mad. I was like, dude, I was like, give me back my pins. A big old thing of them, and I'm like, God, what are you going to use them for? That's dangerous. I feel like he's like, oh, it's dangerous. He's saying, um, but anyways, so out of all of them, what was the scariest?
Out of all the places, the
Mhm.
scariest would have been the Stanley, because at one, like, I felt like I had the funhouse effect the whole time we stayed there. And I thought it was
Okay.
due to the elevation sickness because of going from so low here to so high over there because we were up in the mountains in
Mhm.
Estes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Mel was fine. Her mom was fine. I got some of the oxygen stuff that they recommend when you're having that feeling. No matter what I did, anytime I was on the hotel property, I had that funhouse effect. If I was off the property, I was fine.
When
But
you
as
say
soon as
fun
we pulled in,
house, sorry, go ahead.
like when you're going and the floor's moving and it's just like when
Oh,
you're
you're
at the
like
end of the
see.
funhouse.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
the whole time.
Oh hell.
And there was certain areas where it was like in the basement, where the tunnel was that went from the main hotel to the servants' quarters.
Hmm.
Like I could not be outside that door. Like I got sick to my stomach. I was so strong of that feeling. It was almost like vertigo.
Oh.
And then in certain parts of the hallways was the same way. Our room the whole time.
Uh-uh.
That one we got some crazy EVPs. That's one I refused to sleep with the lights off. Mel kept turning them off and I kept turning them back on.
Mel is like
She's like, I
probably
just want to go
what.
to bed.
Yeah, I feel like Mel would be like comparable to like Carly and Monica for me. So like if we like or when we go to like Louisiana, it's gonna be very hard for me. I'm like, can you be nice? I'm scared. I'm
Yeah,
s-
but besides that, I mean, it's just the Stanley, like it felt like people were watching you at all times.
yeah. Oh,
Like that is the one place that I want to go back. I want to go back so bad. I want to stay in the actual rooms that are known to be haunted, not the ones like where we stayed. But like you
it's
could hear kids running up and down the hall. You go look, there's no kids.
mhm.
I mean, and then there's like the area where Stephen King stayed to write The Shining and everything else.
How
Oh.
was that?
It was actually pretty cool. I have a lot of photos from the Stanley. I took tons, but it just like you can see the movie in your head as you're standing in those hallways.
Oh.
So it doesn't help to add to the creep factor.
So you're like seeing all of a sudden you're seeing these like twins, and you're like, nope, 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 nope,
I'm
nope.
turning the lights.
And then it's like to the attic. There's red rum is written on the attic door.
Oh. Mm-mm.
It
That's
all brings it back
Mhm.
as you're like seeing it, right?
I just seen that movie for the first time probably like 4 or 5 years ago. Um, it's like I was like, this isn't so bad, but I imagine like being in it would be like way more intense.
Yeah, it's just like because like with the hallway at Cassadaga, how it looks like it's never ending.
Yeah.
That's the way they are at the Stanley, but it's red carpet. And so
You
it's
know,
like
something
all
about
you
red
see is
carpet really
red
creeps me
carpet.
out.
Huh?
Something about red carpet just freaks me out.
It makes it more eerie. It's like it
Hmm.
gives that creepy vibe.
Yeah.
You think they're like, did you ever like try to throw a ball down there and see if anything threw it back? I,
We put candy out. We have a video. There's a lollipop. We had it standing up, and we said if you want the candy, knock it over, and it got knocked over.
Ooh.
oh my gosh. Uh-uh.
And we did some other candy from down in the like it's the hotel's main candy. Like it was like taffy and something else. They're like, yeah, the kids love this, so we got some of that. And we put it out, and it was moved. Um,
Oh.
it was like one of those things. It was like, okay, there's kids here, but there's like I kept picturing like I could like it was. I swear it was in my head. It had to have been in my head, but there was a dude always standing in our bathroom door with a cowboy hat on or some type of like actual wide rimmed hat, just standing there leaning up against the door, just staring at us the majority of the time. Like I kept
Oh my
seeing it
gosh.
over like in my peripheral, and I look and there's no one there. It was like
Mm-mm. It reminds me of that song that's Like on the TikTok, somebody's watching me.
Well, that's the thing with like Cassadaga too. It's like you had that feeling like there was eyes on you constantly, no matter
Mhm.
where you went. And like walking through the fairy garden at night, it's like it just felt like there was like a million eyes on you. And I joked around like it's just all the gators watching us
Oh my gosh.
because it was right by the lake. So I mean, it was
Right.
prime. I mean, it was a foresty area. They turned it like a whole bunch of fairy houses and all this other stuff. And it was just like, all right, this is creepy.
Right.
But I
Um,
know it's I actually want to go back again. It's been a minute. It's been shoot 7 years since we went.
it's time for her to come back.
Hmm. Time for us to go to Cassadaga again and check it out.
All right, we're on our way.
I
I
was like,
think
my
I was.
friend,
Sorry, go ahead.
go ahead. No, my friend
Oh,
actually works out there as a psychic now in one of the stores. So she's like, you need to come out. And I was like, yeah, we'll see.
that sounds like fun. I think Cassadaga would be somewhere that I go because it's not like I feel like it would be more my scene. I don't know if
Oh
that's
yeah,
weird. And then they got the
it'd be
little
more your people, like
yeah.
people that had the same interests and
I'd be like I'd probably never leave though.
she's like, how do I apply to live here?
Can I take the test? And how much is rent?
You know, I'm not even gonna lie. I know that you would ace that test. Like at
I
6
know.
on the board, I feel like I have confidence in you, Mary.
The ghost, I'm spot on. The spot on is the ghost. I got some new tarot cards, but I don't really need the tarot cards. But that's just more for like past, future. Not even past, future because I can do that on my own. Past and present. It's when we get into the future stuff. I'm like, that's not my gift. But I can tell you, I used to be able to. But I got these new cards, and they are pretty raunchy.
Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah, they're the I don't know. We'll just say they're
they're the real person.
schmishwall. Yeah, yeah, they're nice. I'm gonna show y'all later. I don't know if I can show it on the camera. Um, but
I love
anyways,
looking at different card decks too. Like when people use them,
yeah,
I like to watch people the way they use them. You know.
you got to be drawn to them. And I just retired 2 decks, and I have a lot of decks. I have some at my sister's house, and so there's so many of them, but I don't really use them anymore. Not very much, but I was like, okay, let's retire 2 decks. So I need an animalism one, still on the prowl. So if y'all find one, let me know. And then the sexual one, I was like, okay. Like, not even just like the pictures that they were, I just really liked them. And I feel like the pictures actually tell a story. It's weird. But anywho, sorry. So we are kind of running out of time. We've done for a while. So this version on here will be unedited. So you can come back and watch it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And then this weekend, I will probably by Monday, I will have this on Spotify, edited
Mhm.
version. And but I hope y'all all have a fantastic weekend. Stay safe, stay spooky, and if you see a ghost, get it on camera.
Okay.
Thank you, Jen, for joining us as well.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, thanks guys.
we'll do it again. All right, just stay put.